Earth. Once a vibrant planet teeming with life, it now stood on the brink of collapse. Decades of relentless exploitation had ravaged its resources, leaving behind a scarred and depleted wasteland. The air choked with pollution, the oceans swelled with plastic, and the once fertile lands struggled to yield even the meagerest crops. Humanity, facing its own mortality, looked desperately towards the stars. Interplanetary space held the promise of salvation. Vast, untapped resources beckoned from distant asteroids and planets. But the journey was fraught with danger, the environment harsh and unforgiving. Ordinary humans, bound by their frailties, were ill-equipped for such a perilous undertaking. Necessity, the mother of invention, forced humanity's hand. Scientists, delving into the secrets of the human genome, engineered a new generation. These genetically enhanced humans, stronger, more resilient, and adapted to the rigors of space, became our pioneers, our last hope. They ventured into the black abyss, searching for the resources that would breathe life back into their dying home. The genetically enhanced, or clones, were marvels of genetic engineering. They possessed superior strength, enhanced cognitive abilities, and a resistance to the harmful radiation that permeated space. Their bodies, honed for survival, could withstand the extreme temperatures and gravitational forces encountered in their interstellar voyages. They were living tools, crafted for a single purpose: to secure humanity's future. The clones, however, were not met with universal acclaim. Many viewed them with suspicion, even fear. They were seen as abominations, unnatural beings that challenged the very definition of humanity. Ethical debates raged, questioning the morality of tampering with the very essence of life. But the dire situation overshadowed these concerns. Survival, it seemed, trumped ethics. The first missions were fraught with danger. Many clones perished, their genetically engineered bodies pushed beyond their limits, but with each sacrifice came valuable data, each failure a stepping stone to success. Slowly, steadily, the clones began to fulfill their purpose. They established mining outposts on asteroids, extracting vital minerals and resources. They built space stations, hubs for further exploration and research. Humanity, it seemed, might yet survive. The genetic engineering that birthed the clones had unintended consequences. The very genes that made them resilient and adaptable also triggered an unexpected evolutionary leap. The clones, exposed to the unique environment of space, began to mutate, to evolve at an accelerated rate. From this crucible of cosmic radiation and genetic alteration arose a new species, the Neo Sapiens. The Neo Sapiens were unlike anything humanity had ever seen. They possessed intellect that dwarfed even the most brilliant human minds. Their physical prowess surpassed that of the clones, their bodies capable of withstanding even greater extremes. They were no longer simply tools, but a new species, conscious of their own existence and their superiority, and they had no intention of remaining subservient. The emergence of the Neosapiens sent shockwaves through Earth and its fledgling space colonies. Fear replaced hope. The creatures that were supposed to save humanity were now a threat, a terrifying reminder of the hubris of playing God. The Neosapiens, viewing humans as weak and inferior, laid claim to the resources the clones had secured. Conflict, it seemed, was inevitable. A desperate struggle for survival. War erupted, pitting human against Neo-Sapien, clones against creator. The lines blurred as loyalties fractured. Some clones sided with their creators, fighting to defend the species that had brought them into existence. Others, swayed by the Neo-Sapiens' promises of a new order, turned against their makers. Earth, weakened and vulnerable, became a battleground. Cities crumbled under the might of Neo-Sapien weaponry. Space colonies were overrun, their inhabitants slaughtered or enslaved. The resources that were meant to revitalize Earth were now used to fuel the fires of war. Humanity, outmatched and outgunned, fought with the desperation of a cornered animal. They poured their remaining resources into developing new weapons, new technologies, anything that could give them an edge against their genetically superior foes. But the Neo-Sapiens, with their advanced intellect and ruthless efficiency, seemed always to be one step ahead. Hope, once a flickering flame, dwindled with each passing day. Joseph and the Mutant Killers. A glimmer of hope. In the heart of the human resistance, a figure emerged, a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness. His name was Joseph, and he led an elite squad of soldiers known as the Mutant Killers. These warriors, genetically modified to combat the Neo-Sapiens' unique physiology, were humanity's last best hope. Joseph, a seasoned soldier hardened by years of war, possessed an unwavering determination. He had witnessed firsthand the horrors inflicted by the Neo Sapiens. The friends and comrades lost to their cold, calculating cruelty. He swore vengeance, vowing to fight to his last breath to protect what remained of humanity. The mutant killers, each a testament to human ingenuity and resilience, fought with a ferocity born of desperation. They were outmatched, outnumbered, but never outgunned. Their victories, though small and hard-won, served as a much-needed morale booster, reminding the beleaguered human forces that the Neo Sapiens were not invincible. The uncertain future, can peace prevail? The war raged on, a brutal stalemate. Humanity, clinging to existence, fought with the tenacity of a species on the brink. The Neo Sapiens, frustrated by their inability to crush the human resistance, grew increasingly ruthless. The fate of Earth, and perhaps the galaxy, hung in the balance. Joseph and the mutant killers, their ranks dwindling with each passing battle, became symbols of hope. Their exploits whispered in hushed tones across the ravaged planet. They represented the indomitable spirit of humanity, the refusal to surrender even in the face of overwhelming odds. But could they turn the tide? The war was far from over, its outcome uncertain. But one thing was clear. The future, once a tapestry of hope and progress, was now stained with the blood of countless souls. Could peace ever be achieved? Could humans and Neo-Sapiens ever coexist? Or was this conflict, this brutal struggle for survival, merely a prelude to a darker, more terrifying future? Click like and subscribe for more updates on the Neo-Sapiens saga. And please read the Joseph and the Mutant Killers books, written and created by John Martinez Halsey.